My name's Noah Stoddard. How many people here, by raise of hand, are hoping to get fired? Yeah, nobody, right? I mean, unless you hate your job, and then that's a completely different issue. However, I currently work for a construction company where we build and design these rock retaining walls. Here are just a couple examples. Now, when we're building these walls, there are several key components that all have to come together. And if one of these components is inefficient or lacking, then it reduces the efficiency of the entire operation. For example, we have to have somebody first go down to our quarry in Spring City. They dig the rocks with an excavator, load them onto a machine, drive them to the job site, dump them at the job site, move them to the right location, and then they are finally stacked. Recently, however, we've had an employee who has been underperforming. His job is to go down to the rock quarry, dig the rocks. However, he has failed to check the hydraulic oil regularly. Something that only takes turning your head to the right, looking at the bubble, and determining where the hydraulic level is. Because of this, the entire hydraulic oil pump has burnt up. Something that's a $12,000 part to fix, not including labor. Although my boss was livid, and he's done stuff like, that employee has done stuff like that in the past, the employee was not fired. Why? Because my boss thought that somehow he was doing something kind for the employee, something good. And we often think of being fired or firing people as something negative, something that we don't want. However, firing is good. Why is firing good? Employees want the truth. You as an employee want to know whether what you're doing is productive and helping the company. It's much better to have your employee tell you the truth than to pat you on the back, tell you you're doing good when you really aren't. There's a quote that exemplifies this perfectly. It states, "Telling the truth and making someone cry is better than telling a lie and making someone smile." What is another reason that firing is good? Manager's stress reduced. When a manager is managing an employee who is underperforming, then this creates the entire sector that he is managing to become less efficient. This efficiency then reflects poorly on the manager, creating him to become stressed. This was evident in this same company in our department that did subdivision development. The subdivision development had a couple employees who at times would go out to the job and then sit around on a machine doing hardly anything the entire day. This reduced our efficiency, created more stress for the employer, and dragged on projects that should have been completed much quicker. What is the most important reason that firing is good? Companies can move on. When employees that are underperforming get fired and are removed, then the company as a whole can continue on. Not only will the profits of the company be increased, but the morale of the employees will increase. Why? Because when all employees are focused on one goal and are determined to complete it, then the entire workplace becomes much more fun and the work ethic increases as well. So, let's review. Why is firing good? Employees want the truth. Managers' stress will be reduced and companies move on. Firing is good. Thank you.
this time.
5:01.
Graffiti.
One.
You gotta stop the recording.
Oh, sorry.